for the Houston Rockets, as well as the Golden State Warriors do their thing. Cleveland Cavaliers barely hang on and win a game this past weekend. We'll get to that. We'll talk about all the matchups, all 8 games this weekend in the NBA in depth here on the Doug Stewart Show. Once again, the number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. How was your weekend, man? Y'all ready to get to it? Hey, if you're new to the show, trust me. Trust me. We get it in around here, man, like nobody else in the world of sports, entertainment, and beyond. The #1 podcast, Sports and Guy Talk podcast in the world. So says me. You'll see. You'll see. Just stick around. Just stick around. You talk about fun, laughs, clowning, all right? Talk about anything you want to get into, sports, entertainment, politics, social issues, whatever it may be. Trust me, ask somebody in the chat room, they'll tell you. You are locked and loaded to the #1 Sports and Guy Talk show in the world. Hang around for the whole 3 hours and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Hang around. Just hang around. Just hang around. All right, we're going to take a quick little break, man. Reset the show. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Don't go away.
My swag's on the Richter scale. 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 And I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Okay, I am Mr. Greatness. You may wanna take this. Introduce me to a scale, I guarantee I break it. Introduce me to a beat, I guarantee I rape it. Earthquake flow, 2012.
Doomsday beat.
I'm a cool kid, and you are just a stepchild. I am so sci-fi, bringing out the X-Files. Label me the true troublemaker in the booth. There's a hole in my ceiling, cause my swagger through the roof. My swag's on the Richter scale. 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 And I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah.
If I open my closet up, so ring sound it off. I keep it 99.9, round it off. 12 pack of Bud Light line down the mall. And if I throw a ball at the door, I might drown them all. So y'all haters better prepare for evacuation. I'm feeling myself and I ain't talking masturbation. Duh, I get more cutted than a laceration. And I can't help but ball out like a cancer patient.
Swag's on the Richter scale. My swag's on the Richter scale. My swag's on the Richter scale. My swag's on the Richter scale. And I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah.
King with the bow movement, what the fuck you whipping for? Swagger off the scale, we done went digital. The league made hits, the condition looking critical. Please like your counter for our swag scaling rich and poor. Swag come with caution, lane me, skip around me. Whipping with the league is exactly where you found me. Hell in the game, give the competition cold feet. Kill the beat like Cam Beasley and Lanita told me.
Swag's on the Richter scale. My swag's on the Richter scale. My swag's on the Richter scale. My swag's on the Richter scale. And I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh yeah, I be sweating out the tail, step out. Oh
swagger so turned up, I done broke the knob. Ripping through the club, they like, oh my God. You know who I am, I be with the fam. I see the was hating on me, but I don't give a damn. I be about my money, you can call me Uncle Sam. He say, boy, you think you swagger? Hit it.
I'd like to dedicate this record to all the DJs in the entire world. And all the ladies sang along, huh?
Welcome back to the show. April 17th, 2017, Man Talk Monday. All right, so what we do on Mondays, we give out Ballas and Busters. Some people call them game balls and goats, but we call them Ballas and Busters. So if you got a baller or a buster you'd like to give out, call the show at 404-382-0338 live. You can also email me at Doug@DougStewartShow.com. But once again, the real easy way is just to jump into the chat room on Spreaker.com and post your thoughts. I'll read a lot of that stuff throughout the show, and hopefully I can get to yours. Today on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, immediately following my show at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the return of the number one Chief Rocker Vern from Jersey show. That's right. That'll be on today from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Then following Vern at 3 p.m., you got the Jeff Fox Show. Jeff Fox returns to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. His show is for 1 hour from 3 to 4 p.m. And then later on this afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on WSME, the number one Vern, oh, no, who am I trying to remember? The Ninja. The Underground Railroad is what I meant to say. Comes on today on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, hosted by That Ninja, a.k.a. T from Huntsville. Get it out, Dougie. Get it out, Dougie. So you have the number one Chief Rocker Vern from Jersey at 1 to 3 p.m. today, Eastern Time live. Jeff Fox at 3 to 4 p.m. And then you have the Underground Railroad Show with That Ninja at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, all today on Stewart Media and Entertainment. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@DougStewartShow.com. Jimmy Butler, man, had 30 points and 9 boards, and the Bulls outlasted the top-seeded Boston Celtics 106-102. Big Baller Award to the Chicago Bulls. Off the rip. Game 1 in their 7-game series yesterday on the playoffs on Easter Sunday. Isaiah Thomas, man, played with a heavy heart as his sister was killed in a car accident over the weekend, man. Playing a day after his 22-year-old sister, China, Thomas was killed in a car accident in their home state of Washington. Thomas did have a good game, though. Led the Celtics with 33 points in the loss. Butler overcame a United Garden crowd and led Chicago to the victory, scoring 23 points in the second half. Al Horford had 19 points and 8 assists and 7 boards for the Celtics. Here's a quote: "We're never going to make excuses, but this is hard." Al Horford said, "This was difficult, and I felt like the guy really dealt with it at his best. We knew he was hurting," and talking about Isaiah Thomas, we had a lot of respect for him that he was able to come out and play. Thomas recorded his second career 30-point game in the postseason. He had 42 against the Hawks last season. Horford was now scored in double figures in each of his last 6 postseason games, talking about former Atlanta Hawk Al Horford. They were 18 for 45 from the field in the first half. So, big win for the Chicago Bulls, and this is one of the games that everybody pointed out in the sports world as a game where you could definitely see an upset happening just because of the veteranism of the Chicago Bulls and having Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo, the consummate floor general out there, as well as Jimmy Butler, who's one of the up-and-coming stars in the NBA. So, I mean, it played itself out. Once again, I'm not saying that the Celtics won't win this series. I think with this win in the first game, at the least, you're going to see this thing probably go to 7 games. Maybe Boston can pull it out, but do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if the Chicago Bulls win this series, one of the few 8 versus 1 matchups where the 8 actually gets the victory. Once again, condolences to Isaiah Thomas, man. Had to be tough to even play a game of basketball where just the day before your sister was killed in a car accident. I can only imagine, man, and if you watch the game, clearly his mind was somewhere else, and you can understand. Like, I don't even know if I could do that, man. I don't even know if I could control my emotions, man, be able to focus to play a basketball game the day after, my sister got killed. A sibling died in a tragic car accident. And I do believe if this wasn't the playoffs, he probably wouldn't have played. We've seen these types of scenarios before in sports in the past. And when somebody loses something like that, a very close relative, especially in a tragic situation like this, usually the team gives them a couple of days off. But it was the playoffs, and I guess he felt like he had to play. And I guess technically at the end of the day, he should have played. I don't know. I don't know if I would have even been able to do that. And I don't know if I'm one of the teammates or if I'm management, the coaching staff, would I have been mad if he didn't play? I think actually the opposite. I think that I totally would have understood because, even though he scored over 30 points, how much did he hurt or help his team? Scoring-wise, he got a lot of points, but just the emotion and the chemistry of a guy who you normally expect to be this way and has been this particular way and done this particular thing in games in the past season, how does that affect him and the outcome for what happened this past weekend? So very interesting, man. Real tough day, but a ball award to Isaiah Thomas in a loss for a phenomenal game. Once again, scores over 30 points, but it just wasn't enough. And them Chicago Bulls, man, they real. They real. Yeah. It's not going to be an easy out. It's definitely not going to be easy out. As a matter of fact, a couple of these series aren't going to be an easy out. We'll touch upon all of these games from this past weekend. Speaking of which, we'll talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder going down to the Houston Rockets in the next segment of the show. We're going to take another break right here, right now. But when we get back from the break, we're going to get into a couple more matchups from this weekend. I'll jump into the chat room on Spreaker.com, get some of your thoughts. I'm looking in the chat right now. My man Clay Pagan Easter Davis, he says, sometimes sports is an escape for players when a tragedy hits them. That's very, very true, but it was so close. It was so close from T-Dub. Those ninjas would have been mad. From Foul Pay, I guess he's talking about they would have been mad if Isaiah Thomas didn't play. Yeah, but at the end of the day, what are you going to say? If it was you, how would you feel about it? People are different. People are able to compartmentalize differently as well. And he went out there and performed at a high level, man. But would you have been mad? Would you have said something? Would you have thought he was selfish if he didn't play in that game yesterday? And I don't even think that was a case. I don't even think that was even something that he was considering. I hadn't heard, and it happened so fast. There really wasn't time to report on whether he was contemplating playing or not. He just played the game because it was so quick after it happened. But at the end of the day, man, he did a fantastic job in relative terms. Just a real tough scenario for him and for the organization. 404-382-0338. Another quick little break today. When we get back, man, we'll jump into a longer segment, man, and talk about a couple of these games from this past weekend in the world of the NBA. Yeah. All right. Quick 2-minute break. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
When life in the city is hard enough, and when you got a little break, so what? Wanna take it out? Yeah. Life in the city is hard enough, And when you hear them things